Welcome back to Sip the Talent Films. I'm your host, Coach Evans, and today we'll be giving the recap. Well, this morning we'll be giving a recap of the Baltimore Ravens, Cleveland Browns, Ravens 23, Browns 16. Ugly, ugly game. Um, Real sloppy from the standpoint of some Ravens football. Defense held it down. Did what you're supposed to do. Don't let two rookie quarterbacks, beat you, especially neither one of them being like great rookie quarterbacks. Then you got the guy in that hadn't played at all, and you did what you needed to do, especially as far as heating him up and making things look difficult for him. But let's go through real quick and kind of recap the game, and I'll talk about different positions and aspects and whatnot. So obviously the score of the game was 23-16. Offensive plays, the Ravens had 60 to the Browns 54. Total yards, Ravens had 361 to the Browns 177. And as far as yards per play, the Ravens had 5.8, held the Browns to 3.3. Really good job defensively of keeping their yards per play down, even though they had a couple of bursts from Judkins out the backfield. For the most part, they shut the run down. He did have a couple of explosives, maybe like two or three, but as far as a whole, they were not able to consistently run the ball, which helped because there was no play action pass, and ultimately they just had the straight drop back. And once Dylan got hurt, the little quick RPO stuff, they didn't even try any of that with Shador. Um, First downs, 17-9. We had 17 first downs. They had 9. Rushing first down, 7. Passing touchdown. I'm passing first downs, 10. Third down efficiency for neither team was great. For them, they were 14%. For us, we were 38%. Um, Fourth down efficiency, we were 13%. Both had 12 possessions. Crazy how this went. But I'll keep going until I get to the synopsis. Average play per drive, 5.8 for us, 5.3 for them. Yards per drive, 27 for us, 13.6 for them. And then points per drive, 1.8 for us and 0.6 for them. 0.8 for them, I apologize. Our red zone possessions, we had 2, they had 4. We have 14 red zone plays. They had 6. Uh, Obviously, we had a red zone TD and then 2 field goals. Red zone offense is really, really, really a huge problem. Um, the rollout right stuff, everybody and their mama looking for it. Even if it's not the initial play and it happens during the play, everybody and their mama looking for it. We got to find ways to score from the 5 and less without it being rolled out right. Whether we shove it down their throat, run the ball, or just let them stand in the pocket and have the whole field of scan. Rolling right is rarely working. Even though I know it worked for a touchdown last week, because it was a little something different play. But for the most part, rolling right has not been a high percentage play for us in the red zone. So we got to figure something out there. Um, Turnovers, the biggest issue. This was the biggest issue of the game for me. Turnovers. We put ourselves in a huge hole versus a really good defense. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to do this in the correct order. The first turnover was LeJontay's muff punt. They got the ball on them. First of all, they went out and scored 3 quick. So I shout out, for them for going moving the ball, getting the ball and going down and getting a 3. To me, that was the only points they quote unquote earned. Now back to the turnovers. LeJontay Wester fumbled a punt. They got it inside the 10. Defense did a great job of holding them to 3 because it was once they got the ball, it was first and goal from whatever yard line they were on. Second, threw a screen pass to Keith Mitchell. He gets both hands on it. Whether it was too hot or too high, I'm not really sure. But both of his hands did touch it and went up in the air. I think Devin Bush housed it. So that's 10 points off of turnovers right there. Keep in mind they only had 16. Had him in a punting situation. Hummel gets a little too anxious, gets caught off guard. That keeps the drive going, and they get 3 more points out of that. So that's 13 of their 16 points based off 2 turnovers and a bonehead mistake that really was a turnover in itself. Even though in the book it won't say turnover, him jumping off sides on 4th down, giving them the first down, allowing their drive to continue, to me is essentially a turnover. So brain fart to Hummel for that. But The defense held strong, man. Defense held strong. Luckily, it was against the Browns, who have quarterback issues. Um, so they was able to do what they needed to do to keep giving the offense chances to get it going. Now, the Browns defense, man, those guys are probably some of the most frustrated guys in the NFL. Myles Garrett had another 4 sacks. Another 4 sacks. He he's had a 4 sack game that he lost. He's had a 5 sack game that he lost. 9 sacks in 2 games and you lost both of them. That has to be extremely frustrating. And to see him come off the edge with so much violence and torque and turn, oh my goodness. I'm surprised he don't have 3, 4 sacks every game. Because I was looking at it and he didn't I can't remember those sacks being on our interior guys who we think, who we know are bad. Those sacks came on the edge with Ronnie and Rose. So it's crazy. They rushing yards for us. Let's see what I was looking for. 1 second. We had 6.1 yards per rush, which that part I didn't expect. I felt like we ran the ball pretty well on the interior versus them. And then they would give Keaton some outside runs. I think they did a good job of mixing in Keaton with Derrick Henry. I'm not sure of the run to I figured it out real quick. The run ratio for either. There was a big brouhaha in one of my videos this week about the carry ratio for both guys. Here it is right here. So Derrick Henry had 18, Keaton had 6. It's about right. 1 for every 3 for the most part. That's about right. Derrick had 18 for 103. Keaton had 6 for 31. Derrick had 5.7 yards per carry. Keaton had 5.2. That run ratio is about right in my eyes. Let me know what you guys think, especially since that was a hot topic of conversation over here last week. Lamar, 14 for 25, 193 yards and 2 interceptions. So I think the first interception, I don't think that was his fault, but I could be wrong. I don't want to stick the blame on Mitchell and it wasn't his fault. I could be wrong on that first one. But that second one definitely was his. Throwing the ball side on him and hitting the defender in the head, that's his. And I understand he throw multiple angles all the time. Just, throwing a little accountability over there for that one. But for the most part, he did what he had to do because he was running for his life most of the game. So I ain't finna bash on it because that one interception because this man was saying hike and then having to take off run for his life and make backyard plays all game. But when you play the Browns with our O-line, that's what it's gonna be. You gotta play some backyard football because you're gonna be running away from Myles Garrett, you're gonna be running away from their other guys. Then they're gonna be playing man on the back end. So you got to run around and hopefully get somebody on a secondary move to get open. But and you did enough of it to make it happen. Um, I never really thought that we were going to lose this game, even though we were behind most of the game. I never really thought that. Never really thought that. But we did. They found a way to win. They found a way to stay in there. They found a way to hang in there. And honestly, the play, the Mark Andrews touchdown, I never saw that coming. Salute to you, Todd, for that one. That was hell of a play. Hell of a play. Salute to Koloff for stealing the edge. I can't remember who that was with the kick out block. I don't know if it was Zay or whoever it was, whatever guy was out there on the kick out block to free Mark. But man, that was a thing of beauty. Heck of a call, Todd. You know, every now and then you do some bonehead stuff in the red zone, and then you pop back with one of them. That was brilliance. And I was shocked and amazed. So this is my, fresh off the dome recap of the game last night after sitting in and thinking about it for a while. And we had 500 people. We had 500. Wasn't pretty. Wasn't pretty at all. But a win is a win. You get to 500. You even. Now you got what 6 weeks? What we 5-5. We got 7 games left or 8 games left. 7 games left, I think. Win this back half of the season, and you should be all right. Win this back half of the season, you should be all right. I think we may be in like the last playoff spot out. And so, hey, you still got 2 games versus Steelers, 2 games versus the Bengals. Take care of your business. Take care of your business. So that's my recap. My quick recap. We'll do all 4 recap later on today. I appreciate you guys for coming out. Like the video, subscribe if you've not done so, and hit that bell so you can be notified when the rest of this content drops throughout the 2025 season. I appreciate y'all. Enjoy y'all Monday. Peace and love.